In the vastness of space floats a small blue planet, on which human beings have resided for about 2 million years. But compared to the planet's long history, 2 million years is a mere drop in the bucket. Right now we shall travel far, far into the past, to a time when human beings did not yet exist. This is the Asian continent as it looked 80 million years ago. The dizzying peaks of the Himalayas had not yet been formed. It is a much simpler land, with Japan, Korea, and China forming a single indistinct mass. In the southern part of what will become the Korean Peninsula, small lakes fan out from one big lake. And here we find the dinosaurs. Thanks to its temperate climate and vast lakes filled with clear blue water, Korea was the last paradise of the dinosaurs before they vanished during a period of mass extinctions, when dramatic geological changes swept the planet. A light mist swirls over the lake and gradually scatters through the forest. As the sun creeps into the forest, the arboreal paradise begins to reveal its secrets. The lush forest is filled with old-growth conifers, ferns, and evolutionary recent broadleaf trees. Out from his hiding place pops this little guy with a spotted face. He's just 2 months old and 70 centimeters in length. His name is Patch, and he's going to lead us around his world of 80 million years ago to tell us the story of dinosaurs in the land that would become Korea. Here is an offspring of Tarbosaurus, one of the most vicious carnivores of the dinosaur age, but Patch is still a youngster. All this fuss wakes up the Microraptor, the sleeping beauty of this primeval forest. Though a skillful flyer, this colorful creature is actually a dinosaur. With feathers on her body, she can glide long distances with poise and grace. The pilot princess is adamant about protecting her territory. Someone has invaded her territory, and she flaps her wings to frighten him off. A couple of growling protoceratops ventures out into the open to quench their thirst. This is a risky moment for them, leaving the safety of their territory for the shore of the stream. Sudden movement in the water startles them, but it's just a tiny amphibian. They let their guard down, forgetting that danger lies all around them. They have forgotten that this is a cruel forest. They cannot afford even a moment of relief. The jaw muscles of this ferocious creature give it strength equal to 7 tons of pressure. The dreadful Tarbosaurus is the undisputed ruler of this domain, the mightiest predator to roam this land. Though he has the blood of Tarbosaurus, the young Pat shows no signs of it. He's still a mischievous and playful youngster. But this is not his lucky day. Patch finds himself facing down a velociraptor, an agile predator 2 meters tall with sharp, sickle-shaped claws. Once she catches you, there's little hope of escape. Her eggs have been stolen many times before, and this time she was ready to pounce on the thief. Patch knows he can't run away, so he tries to find shelter in the narrow space under a stump. One slice from the velociraptor's 10-centimeter-long claws will mean the end of Patch's short life. But his savior is not far away. Patch's mother is coming to the rescue. As soon as he hears his mother approaching, Patch makes his escape out the back of the tree stump. But Patch's escape route takes him right into the den of the velociraptors. It's only a matter of time before he is caught. Patch literally runs into his mother, a Tarbosaurus with a body 13 meters in length. The massive, dreadful Mother Tarbosaurus has no nemesis within this forest. But that doesn't mean the velociraptors will give up their prey so easily. The noisy and persistent velociraptors are like the hyenas of the forest. They try to separate Patch from his mother. The velociraptors are furious, having lost their prey when they were oh so close to catching it. $80 million years ago on the Asian continent, many kinds of amazing dinosaurs coexisted. The herbivore, 20 meters in length, was named Puyongosaurus after the Pugyong University in Busan, Korea. Another residence was Therizinosaurus, whose name means large sickle lizard. The Protoceratops was also found in wide numbers. The nest of the Tarbosaurus, the master of the dinosaur kingdom, is located in a spot with a commanding view of the lake. Two months earlier, Patch and two siblings hatched from eggs their mother had been tending. The mother feeds them by regurgitating the meat of Protoceratops she has just killed. She can regurgitate up to 40 kilograms of meat at a time. Not all the siblings are invited to eat this bounty at the same time. There is a strict hierarchy that must be followed. The smallest can't even come close. He is prevented from even approaching by his two older brothers. If the youngest can't overcome this harsh treatment, he will slowly die of starvation. All day long, the young dinosaurs entertain themselves with play fighting. It's through this kind of practice that they will acquire the hunting skills that they need for their own survival. Through great maternal care, the mother dinosaur must nurture and teach her youngsters until they are able to hunt on their own and live independently. But not all of them will grow up to be ferocious beasts like their mother, except for those who are strong and lucky. Most will starve to death or end up as prey for other carnivores. The mother has gone out in search of another meal. She spots a Tarbosaurus. This dinosaur spends most of the day picking at leaves from trees. He must consume about 400 kilograms of leaves a day in order to maintain his enormous size. He may be a herbivore, but he is by no means an easy target. Though he spends most of his day peacefully munching on leaves, he can turn into a ruthless warrior if his territory is invaded. His 7-ton weight and his 3 70-centimeter-long claws give him the power to take down even a Tarbosaurus. They each try to intimidate the other with their roars, but in the end they choose not to fight. These strong beasts don't recklessly pick fights unless there is a good reason. The air around the lake is refreshing, with just the right amount of humidity. The wind carries with it warm air mixed with the balmy smell of leaves. It is rejuvenating. One of the creatures enjoying the warm breeze and the lift of the airstream is Tarbosaurus, flying reptiles called Jeonnam Yeosu. The age of the dinosaurs saw many flying creatures. But unlike the Tarbosaurus, this one was unique for its webbed feet. It was discovered near the town of Uheongni, Haenam County, Korea. It is from this location that the latest addition to the pantheon of Tarbosaurus gets its name. With all the velociraptors around, mealtime will be anything but peaceful. In the end, they don't need to worry. When the earthbound predators start to come, the Tarbosaurus simply flap their long wings and take flight. The dinosaurs ruled the earth for about 165 million years. During that reign, the Tarbosaurus were the emperors of the sky. Meanwhile, at this very moment, danger lurks around Patch and his 2 siblings. A roving male Tarbosaurus is approaching their home. The hungry Tarbosaurus is overcome by instinct and won't hesitate to devour the young of its own species if they are not his own offspring. In fact, such cannibalism helps him gain an upper hand in the competition for food. And most of all, it's a chance to eliminate future rivals. Fortunately for Patch and his siblings, this would-be attacker is old and sick, and his sense of smell has become dull. He turns away, looking for a warm place in the sun to sleep away his exhaustion. Though he has given up the hunt, this is a tense moment for Patch and his siblings. But the tension doesn't last long. Their young mother hurries back to her nest after hearing the cry for her kids and smelling the predatory outsider. A fierce confrontation erupts between these two titans. It quickly becomes clear who the winner would be. The tired, old, hungry dinosaur that wandered here is no match for the young and healthy mother, Tarbosaurus. It's over for now, but this predator will likely return, now that he knows where this nest can be found. The mother Tarbosaurus has no choice. She must find a safe new home for her offspring. Patch must now leave his forest home, the place of memories and excitement where he encountered the sleeping beauty Microraptor and was chased by the predatory Velociraptor. This is how he came to find himself in a wild and harsh world. Patch begins to see that this is a new and dangerous world, very different from the relatively safe environs of his forest home. As the dry season begins, the forest begins to wither as the temperature climbs to 50 degrees Celsius. It is a difficult time. Patch and his siblings have grown to 1.5 meters in length. Despite their increase in size, they haven't eaten anything for the past week. During this period of growth, starvation is a more serious matter than the oppressive heat. The mother musters what she can and heads off for a hunt. The home of the Protoceratops is located on the outskirts of the forest. They live in groups and eat tree roots or insects found on the ground to scrounge for food. The Protoceratops, around 2 meters tall, is sometimes known as the pig of the dinosaur era. Even when prey seems easy pickings, a predator on the prowl must focus its attention on the hunt. The mother Tarbosaurus has chosen her target. It is the one off by itself, trying to take a mud bath and avoid the annoying flies. For the mother to be successful, she must be extremely cautious. At this moment, danger is approaching Patch and his siblings, who are anxiously awaiting the meal their mother will bring. It is the return of the vicious velociraptor, always making trouble for Patch. Patch and one of his younger siblings quickly hide behind some bushes. But the youngest sibling is caught up with chasing a dragonfly. He has no idea what's going on. After waiting patiently, the mother Tarbosaurus makes a move. Her heavy frame shakes the ground as she rushes towards her prey. But the Protoceratops are not an easy target. What they lack in size, they make up for in speed and agility. Exhausted from the heat, the 7-ton Tarbosaurus can't run for very long. Owing to her massive size, her bones could break or her heart explode. Back at home, an even bigger problem is waiting for her. The youngest one is in trouble and it's too weak to fend for itself. In the end, it is sacrificed to the velociraptors. The dry season has left the land parched, and the mother has become too weak to look after her remaining young. All they can do now is wait and hope for the best. But even at a desperate moment like this, Mother Nature sometimes sends a sign of hope. After 6 long months, the seemingly endless dry season has come to a close. The thirsty forest is once again damp and vivacious. Myriad waterfalls rejuvenate every inch of the forest, as they steadily flow downward. The wind carries the fragrance of the forest to faraway places. Even in this desolate land, the profound vitality of nature brings new wonders to bear. These creatures have traveled over 1,000 kilometers across bleak terrain to the north. Led by a biological compass in their brains, instinct has led them to this land, and that is now softened by the rain. Tarbosaurus, herbivorous dinosaurs that travel in herds like today's wildebeests, are 10 meters in length and weigh over 4 tons. Moving in large numbers in search of substantial quantities of food can make them easy targets for predators. The mother Tarbosaurus knows from decades of experience that this is the best area for hunting. Unfortunately, her youngsters have gone with little or no food for so long that they are having difficulty keeping up with their mother. Even before they arrive, their competitors are already on the move. Like today's hyenas, the velociraptors are quite good at group hunting. The Tarbosaurus family must hurry if they don't want to lose out in this competition for food. But there's something wrong with Patch's sibling, who is falling behind. Finally, he collapses from thirst, hunger, and exhaustion, just a few miles from food. After 10 days of starvation in the bitter heat, this young dinosaur has collapsed. Patch turns around to go check on his brother, but his mother cold-heartedly urges him to keep on moving. Being king of the dinosaurs means cruel decisions like this. The brother left behind will die alone from thirst and starvation, if not killed by other predators. On such long journeys, at least one will fall behind. They become easy targets for the predators found all around them. These velociraptors have been waiting for just the right moment. These highly organized and skillful hunters brandishing deadly sharp claws. Directed by their leader like a military operation, Velociraptor's shock troops rush toward the target. These patient, careful planners deftly know where to go from their attack positions, and they never rush to judgment. After figuring out their condition of the target, the frontline velociraptors block any escape route. This causes their prey to slow down. After this, a few other velociraptors surround it and cut off any chance of retreat. Their helpless target is now trapped. He may be bigger, but it will be difficult to escape this siege. The Tarbosaurus turns back to avoid confrontation with the vicious velociraptors, but this was part of their plan. The bravest have set up an ambush and are waiting their chance to pounce. Now that they smell blood, the vicious velociraptors become even more tenacious and excited. The velociraptors know how hard it is to take down such a colossal creature, but if they keep taking shots, their persistence will pay off and it will collapse on its own. That's how they hunt. In the end, their leader is the one who gives the final blow. But the Tarbosaurus's 1,000 kilometers search for prey is all for naught. With this new turn of events, their victory proves short-lived. The mother, Tarbosaurus, rushes towards the quarry as if it had belonged to her all along. She has already lost her second child to starvation, and she's not afraid of anything. Watching from a distance, Patch's experience in the wild shows him one thing. The law of nature is clear that only the strongest will survive. The sun, the sky, the clouds, the wind, the trees. Mother Nature gave birth to life and nurtured it here in East Asia. Dinosaurs lived in this place for 165 million years. They never truly ruled nature, but merely lived as one part of it. Five years have passed, and Patch's body has grown to 5 meters in length. He is in the prime of his life, a fact easy to see by his fast growth rate, 2.5 kilograms a day. His curiosity as a youngster has been replaced by his instinct as a predatory hunter. But to the Jeonnam Yeosu, Patch is still a novice hunter. A greenhorn who must prove himself in the days to come before he becomes an adult. But there are plenty of opportunities. The Protoceratops' attention is focused on digging around the ground for food. In his mother's stead, Patch dares to take on the challenge of the hunt today. These creatures are small, but they're not easy to take down. Patch will likely fail, unless he finds their weak point and quickly overpowers one. This is his first successful hunt. Patch and his mother have been roaring like this for more than an hour. Patch's mother is beginning to realize that it is time for her son to leave and make his own way. He keeps clinging to his mother, but his mother is adamant and clear about what he must do. As his mother once did, Patch must submit to the law of survival that rules this cruel primeval forest. It is an inevitable destiny for the future king of the dinosaurs.